I'm Gabriel Morency for Sports Interaction. It's hard to believe that we're already into week 3 of the National Football League's regular season, as it seemed like just yesterday we were eagerly anticipating the New Orleans Saint Green Bay Packer season opener. Well, you know what? It wasn't yesterday. You know what else? It's been a lot of yesterday since the Buffalo Bills have walked off the field as winners after playing the New England Patriots. How long has it been? Martina Navratilova was actually still playing and winning major tournaments. And in fact, she won the mixed doubles in 2003 at Wimbledon. John Gruden won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rich Gannon was still playing. Think about it. Arnold Schwarzenegger was elected governor of the state of California. Paul Martin became Prime Minister of Canada. As you can tell, it's been a long time since the Buffalo Bills have beaten the New England Patriots. There's been a ton of line movement surrounding this football game all week long. Are the Buffalo Bills going to beat the New England Patriots on Sunday? Probably not. Are they going to play them close? Yes, I do believe so. And I also believe that this game is going to go over the number. We've seen extreme line movement as far as the total of this football game is concerned, and with good reason. The Buffalo Bills have hung 79 points on the board through 2 weeks. Don't kid yourself. Ryan Fitzpatrick is the real deal, and the Buffalo Bills have a plethora of weapons to work with on the offensive side of the football. Look at the statistics. Fred Jackson is the number 1 leading rusher in the National Football League right now. But you have Tom Brady and the New England Patriots coming to town, and Tom Brady's been absolutely devastatingly lethal thus far. And I don't think Sunday is going to be any different. But I do believe that the Buffalo Bills are going to have some success moving the football as well. I love the over of this football game. And we've seen there's been a general trend this year that these football games are going over the number. We're seeing it at the collegiate level as well. And it's not just the totals. The fact of the matter is, you look at teams running these no huddles, you look at the numbers and the stats through the first 2 weeks, the average right now of National Football League pass versus run ratio, teams are passing the football 58% of the time right now through 2 weeks. 58% of the time. Only running the ball 42% of the time. And I find it extremely aggravating when we see teams throwing the football from the 1 and 2 yard line. But hey, welcome to the new NFL. It is what it is. So I really do like the over of the Buffalo Bill New England Patriot game. I also think that the Houston Texans are going to give the New Orleans Saints all that they can handle. The Texans find themselves kind of in a tough spot here, playing back-to-back road games. This game's going to be an old-fashioned shootout. Whoever has the football last will win this football game. And generally in games like that, you want to have the points. I wish we were getting a couple of more points with the Texans, but hey, we're not. It's a cold world. I will also take the over of this football game. Call me crazy, and the New York Jets have been very impressive so far this year. They just absolutely blew out the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think the Oakland Raiders are going to play with them. And I think the Oakland Raiders are a prime candidate to put in your teasers. Give me the Raiders like plus 10. Tease that with some of the totals that we just talked about. And I think you're going to have a winning Sunday afternoon. What about Saturday? Well, Saturday's great. We got the UFC, and obviously we got some college football on the board as well. Let's take a look at the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Props to the Irish. They finally get it done. They're still turning the football over, and nobody has turned the ball over more than Notre Dame, 13 times through 3 games. They take on the Pittsburgh Panthers. Pittsburgh coming off a heartbreaking loss to Iowa last week, a game that went way over the number. You see where I'm going with this week? We're overjoyed, and we're going to be overjoyed because we're going to bet on the over of the Notre Dame-Pittsburgh game, and it's going to easily go over 55. Dave Wannstedt's not the coach of the Pittsburgh Panthers anymore. Todd Graham is. Todd Graham used to be at Tulsa. We'll get to Tulsa in a moment's time here, but I really like Notre Dame to go up and down the field. Basically, it will. Notre Dame's got a great offense as long as they don't turn the football over. And mathematically, I think they've turned the football over enough to last the season, really. And we saw last week it was Michigan State who was turning the ball over. And I saw Notre Dame fumble it, but the ball bounced right back up into the kids' hands. And I'm like, oh, wow, here comes the luck of the Irish. So I think the luck of the Irish continues. I like the over in that game. Now, I don't know how many people actually stayed up until about 4 a.m. Eastern time watching Tulsa and Oklahoma State. But let's wrap up our college football talk with these two teams. Tulsa is taking on Boise. They're playing on the blue turf. The total is 62. Tulsa's defense is terrible. Boise's going to hang 50, 55 on them. All Tulsa has to do is score 10 points. Give me 10 points, man. Give me 10 points. And it'll go over the number. I really like that game to go over the number. And This is going to be a crazy football game. Oklahoma State and Texas A&M. The total is 69 and a half or whatever. I'll tell you what, Oklahoma State are looking pretty good. They got like an 82-year-old quarterback playing. Dude's got a lot of experience, but Whedon's been tearing it apart. It's going to be a close football game. Oklahoma State can't stop the run, and even though the total is extremely high, they might top 100 in that contest. Now, let's wrap it up with the UFC. We got Rampage Jackson and John Jones. Now, anytime there's a fight, be it boxing, be it mixed martial arts, everybody always has a puncher's chance, right? Does Quinton Rampage Jackson have a puncher's chance? Well, I guess so, sort of. But I personally think there's a better chance that Republican candidate Rick Perry converts to Islam than there is that Quinton Rampage Jackson is going to beat John Jones. In fact, I think John Jones to win, by ground and pound is a great wager, and even better, under 2.5 rounds. I'm Gabriel Morency for Sports Interaction. May the winners be yours.